Boxing truth here. Let me talk about this fight. Haven't really talked about it in a while. I know a lot of hardcore fans are looking forward to the fight between Jermell Charlo and Erickson Lubin, and rightfully so. I'm actually looking forward to it as well. It's one of the highlighted fights this coming weekend for Fight Week, October 14th, Showtime, triple header. The main event is trash, but I'm looking forward to Lubin, Charlo, and Jarrett Hurd's next showcase against Austin Trout. Looking forward to those two fights. But this is the fight to talk about. This is the main event, really, for that card. It's Charlo versus Lubin. You got Charlo, a champion trying to prove himself still because he didn't take a strap off nobody. He won a vacant strap. It's never good to win vacant straps. It's not really a great way to win the world title. Other champions won't respect you. Some boxing fans won't respect you. It's best when you take a title from a defending champion. That's the best way to win it. Well, unfortunately, Jermell Charlo became a champion by beating John Jackson, which is not saying much. John Jackson ain't much. He's made one defense against Charles Hatley. Charles Hatley is trash. Got no defense. Tailor-made for Jermell Charlo's best punches, which is his 1-2. Hatley just can't get out of the way of that. He got no defense because he's trash. So people can say that Charlo has a little bit of a better resume. Maybe he does by a little bit. He's fought a little more experienced guys, but he hasn't exactly fought King Kong. He hasn't fought any world beaters. Vanes Martirosyan, John Jackson, Joachim McCline. These are okay fighters, solid guys. But are they better than Erickson Lubin? Lubin, he's a young cat, only 22 years old. But I was hard on his resume in one video before, but I looked deeper into it, and he's fought okay guys, solid okay guys. But the thing is, what impresses me about him is his age. How strong he is physically at his age. He's a young phenom. He's got a good amateur pedigree. Skipped out on the Olympics to turn pro. Was discovered by Mike Tyson. So just like Tyson, he's a young phenom, already challenging for a world title at such a young age. And he's been fighting grown men since he was 18 years old. So that says something. That says a lot. There's not many fighters at 18 years old can fight grown men. They have to develop. They have to go through the amateur system. They need to get their man strength. So Lubin got his man strength a little earlier than most guys. So he's taking a step up, but he's not fighting King Kong of the division. If he was fighting like a Golovkin of a division, then you can say it's too soon. But he's fighting Jermell Charlo, most likely the weaker of the two brothers. In my opinion, he's the weaker of the two brothers. I think Jermell is a better fighter, bigger puncher. And Jermell, he won a vacant strap. And his best win is Vanes Martirosyan, I guess. So you have to ask yourself, is Erickson Lubin better than Julian Williams? I think he is. And is Jermell better than Jermall? I don't think he is. So that in itself makes the fight a lot closer. Now, I've noticed Jermell is very upset about this fight, that he has to fight Erickson Lubin for his second straight mandatory defense. It's very surprising that the WC is actually following the rules when it comes to this particular case, considering Jermell's a Heyman fighter and Heyman and the WC have a good relationship. So it's kind of weird that Jermell, because I haven't seen this much lately. He won a vacant title, so according to the rules of WBC, he has to fight 2 mandatory defenses back to back. That's mandatory, at least according to the rules. So he fulfilled one. He fought Hatley, knocked him out, defended his claim. He fought the number 1 guy. Hatley is what he is. He ain't that good, but he was number 1 for WBC. He knocked him out. Good performance. That was the best Jermell looked. in my opinion, throughout his career. He hasn't really impressed me all that much. The Matarosa performance wasn't that impressive. Dennis Douglin is trash. No chin. Klein's a PBC gatekeeper. Yeah. So the Hatley fight was his best performance, and he looked good in that fight against a tailor-made opponent, granted. But he's riding high. He's feeling some confidence. He's a champion. His brother's doing well as well. He's now in the middleweight division. So Jermell has to defend his claim at 154. But no one's saying Jermell is the best junior middleweight in the world. It's pretty much open for debate. You got Jarrett Hurd. You got Lara still cherry picking. And you got Miguel Cotto, who's on his way out. So we need a more clear picture in the 154-pound weight class. Can Jermell be that guy? The weaker of the two brothers? Can he be the best at 154? That remains to be seen. But he's very upset that he has to take this fight because he's fighting a young, hungry contender with potential, with firepower, very strong for his age at only 22. And Lubin seems very confident, disrespecting Jermell, saying he's not really a real champion. He won a vacant strap. He's a paper champion. You know, he hasn't really beaten anybody of note. He's not that impressive. So Lubin's been very disrespectful. Doesn't really view Jermell as very impressive. Has been studying him over the years. And now he has his chance. But for Jermell, it's going to be a very big blow to his career if he loses this fight, because he knows business-wise this is not the right move, that he should have been given an opportunity to fight Miguel Cotto. His team should have made that fight for him, or at least try to make an offer, or at least try to get that fight, because that was the smarter business decision. Yeah, he could have got it out of this mandatory defense, but his team really didn't push for it. Heyman didn't really try to make that happen. But there are ways to get out of this mandatory. He could have paid step-aside money. He could have asked for an exemption, the WBC's version or whatever, which is usually step-aside money. But that wasn't the case, and now Jermell is going into this fight. He's obviously training very hard. He's getting some good sparring with Errol Spence, sparring with Rob Brandt. He's going to need that work because it's a real fight. You know, this is a dangerous fight for him. It's a big blow to his career if he loses, because he could have gotten a Miguel Cotto fight instead. A much more bigger fight, a much better fight for his career, a unification fight. But didn't even seem like his team even made an effort to try to make that fight. But hey, I'm just being the matchmaker that I am, and just pointing out the fact that, yeah, Jermell should have tried to make the Miguel Cotto fight. But, you know, props to him for taking this fight. He has to fight Lubin. He's his mandatory. And if he beats him, he'll defend his claim as a worthy champion. He'll have fulfilled the rules of WBC. Because when you win a vacant title, that's how it should be. You need to fight two mandatories back to back to prove your claim, to prove that you're a worthy champion. And if Jermell does that, he has definitely proven in my eyes that he's a worthy champion if he can fulfill both of his mandatory challenges by beating Hatley and beating Erickson Lubin. And Erickson Lubin is the guy a lot of people are high on, that people are appointing as maybe the future of box, maybe a future American star. And from what I see, I can see what people are saying. I actually like Erickson Lubin. He's got potential. He's got firepower. He's a young phenom. Is he ready for this task? We'll have to wait and see. The prediction video will be upcoming for this fight. Looking forward to it. Will it be a predictable prediction video from Boxing Truth, or will it be another vintage prediction video? But you gotta stay tuned. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.